Hey there, I'm Verity Songon and this is the Confident CEO podcast, the show that takes you behind the scenes of starting and running your small or not so small business. We will cut through the misinformation and bad advice about starting and running a business and give you actionable tips and advice that you can implement to grow, scale and achieve your business goals. Let's dive in. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Confident CEO podcast. This episode I think is probably going to be a little bit shorter than my other ones. I say I think it's going to be a little bit shorter, but knowing me, I'll just rabbit on and on and on and it won't be. But what I wanted to talk about today is what you need to do, or what I think you need to do before you purchase an online course, because I have been in so many conversations with people, either on LinkedIn, in Facebook groups, on Instagram, what have you, when people have turned around and I've seen the comments of, I bought this course and I haven't seen the result that I want. And the thing that really triggered the inspiration for this episode is a particular post that I saw in a Facebook group, and I'm not going to tell you which group. I'm not going to tell you which program because I don't think that's very fair. And also, I don't know the exact circumstances behind it, but I do know that this post is representative of a lot of comments that I see in the online space around purchasing online courses and online programs. So the comment was around how this particular individual had purchased a program to help them achieve XYZ in their business. And they had put the new offer out to an incredibly substantial following. I'm talking like 5 figures worth of followers, nearly 6 figures worth of followers, huge amount of followers, people on their email list that they put this offer out to. And they built this offer using the information from the course that they had purchased. And what they have said is that they have put this offer out to 5, nearly 6-figure followers, and they have made a grand total of $0. I'm just going to pause there and let that resonate. $0 is what they made from nearly 6-figure followers. $0. Okay, I think I've said that enough now. But what led on from this was quite a lot of people saying, oh, do you know what? I'm in a similar position. People with, 4K followers, 5K followers, whatever. And 4-figure followers and 5-figure followers. And they are also saying, I've made no money following this particular program. Now, like I said, I'm not going to say which program it is because I think that's incredibly unfair. And there are a lot of people who have done incredibly well going through this program. In fact, I can think of some individuals off the bat who have gone through this program and are making 6-7 figures as a result of implementing what they have learned in this particular program. So, I'm not going to say that the program is, because I don't want anyone to be like, oh my God, it's so crap and we're not going to buy that, because that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying though is thinking about the things that you need to consider before you purchase an online course or an online program. And, this is really delving into my teaching background massively. And first of all, what you need to consider is, what are you being told that you're going to learn? If you kind of strip away all of the marketing, because everyone wants you to buy their course, because that's how we make money as online business owners at the end of the day. It's what are you actually going to be taught? What are the learning outcomes and the aims and the objectives? So what I mean by that is, by the end of this course or by the end of this program, you will be able to do this or have knowledge on this or learn how to do this. What are those tangible steps that you are being told you are going to learn by the end of the course or program? And I don't mean like weird, wacky promises like you have the potential to make 6 figures. Yes, everyone's got the potential to earn 6 figures from any online course, pretty much. But it's, what are those tangible things that you are going to learn? And also, what are those objectives? What are those step-by-step things that you are going to be taught in order to reach the overall aim, whatever it is? I can't even think of examples right now. It's first thing in the morning, I've only had 1 cup of tea. But, it's what are those tangible steps that you are actually being taught? And the next thing that you need to start considering is, well, what is my responsibility as a learner? Because this is something I had so many conversations when I was in teaching. There's so many conversations I've had with people, is the teacher, the person who's running the course, the program director, the instructor, whatever you want to call them, they can only take you so far in your learning journey, because they can only teach you so much before you need to implement things yourself. Because, you know, the teacher can teach you everything in the world, but you need to be able to implement. And the other thing, so actually, no, let's delve into that a little bit more. So, because, you know, you've got to take that responsibility for implementing what you are being taught. And I think that's a huge, huge thing. So often I see people saying, oh, well, this course didn't work, this program didn't work. You can't just watch a load of videos and listen to a load of audio bites and read some documents if you're not going to put in the work, or if you're only going to put in the work half-assed. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some programs out there that are not worth, in my opinion, they are not worth the paper they're written on, or, you know, the platform they're written on, so to speak. But there's also a lot of programs out there that, quote unquote, don't work for people because actually the people are not taking enough responsibility. I'm not saying that's what happened in this particular case with, you know, with the people who I am talking about in the post. What I'm saying though is you do need to be prepared when you go in to buy an online course, an online program. You need to be prepared to put in the work to get to the end point of the end goal. The other thing that you really need to consider is that thought process of, are you in the right place? Are your business, are your project, whatever it is, are you in the right place to take that course right now? Because if you're on day one of your business and you purchase a course or a program which is telling you that you're going to make 7 figures within the next 2 months, and your email list is 0, and you've got 100 followers on Instagram, and your Facebook group is tumbleweed because you've only just set it up a week ago, you're probably not going to make those 7 figures in 2 months. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but what I'm saying is it's most likely not going to happen. So you really need to consider, is this course the right time for me to be doing this? And am I in the right place in my business or the project that I'm in at the moment for this course or program to take me where I want to go? And I think that's really, really important. That takes an awful lot of self awareness, and kind of, you know, quashing down your ego sometimes, because it's really easy to be like, yeah, this is amazing, they're telling me that I'll be able to bring in so much money. And it's also remembering that sometimes those promises of you can bring in money, because let's face it, a lot of courses, they sell themselves on the principle that you can make it back this amount of money. And I'm not saying that's wrong at all, because at the end of the day, we're in business, we want to make money. But what I am saying is, when people say, I can make you this amount, remember as well that the people who have made those amounts are not necessarily in the stage of business that you are in right now. They could be much, much further down the line with more followers, a more engaged group, more engaged email list, and what have you. And you're probably thinking, but Verity, you just said that this person who put the comment in the group had nearly 6 figures worth of people on their email subscription list. And yes, I did say that, but it also comes back to the whole engagement thing as well. And are the right audience following you? You know, it's all very well saying you've got X amount of people on your email list, but are those people engaging with you? Have they just joined because they wanted your free download, and actually they have never ever engaged with any of your emails again? And I think it's actually Carrie Green, who did a YouTube video somewhere along the line. If I can find it again, I'll try and find it and link it in the show notes. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but I'm sure it was Carrie Green who said that she actually audits her team audits the email list every so often. And they will send out an email saying, notice that you haven't engaged too much. If you haven't, that's absolutely fine. If you don't click on this link within the next X of days, we'll remove you from the list. And that's to, keep her list fresh and make sure that the people who are on it are engaging with her stuff. She doesn't want to waste anybody's time. I'm like 99% sure I've seen that in a Carrie Green video on her YouTube. If it's not her, I'm really sorry to the person who did actually say that, but I'm convinced that it was one of her YouTube videos that I saw it on. But the point is, are your audience actually engaged with you? And are they the right audience? Are they your target audience? And also, what you're implementing through this program, is it what your audience even wants? Have you done the market research to make sure that is what your audience actually wants? So as I said, I kind of want to wrap it up there. I don't want to labor the point too much, because I think you kind of get what the point is. And this isn't about, marketing strategies or, attacking anybody for how they do their marketing strategies, anything like that. I just want to really run home the point that when you are looking at investing in an online course, in an online program, anything like that, I want you to really consider, what are the tangible things that I am learning from this course? What are the learning outcomes? And not the promises that are being made, because that's a completely different thing. Not the promise of an income or however many followers or getting 20k people on my email list. I'm not talking about those kind of things. I'm talking about, what are the tangible steps? We're going to teach you to set up your email marketing list for success through XYZ. We are going to teach you to make 6 figures in 3 weeks by doing XYZ. It's, what are those tangible steps? What are you actually learning? And I also want you to consider, where am I in my business right now? What stage of the project or business am I in? Is this the right course for me at this particular point in time? And the third thing is also to really consider, are you going to put in the work that needs to be put in for this course to get you where you want to be? Because nobody can just watch a video or just take a course and then it dramatically changes them or their business. They have to be prepared to put the work in and put the steps in as well. So I just want to, like I said, I'm going to leave it there for this episode, and I'm just going to leave it there. And please get in touch on Instagram. You can DM me at Verity Songgon. I would love to know, what are your thoughts on this? What kind of things do you consider before you buy an online program or an online course or whatever it is, a workshop? What kind of things go through your mind? Do you consider your responsibility of what you need to put in place? Do you look at, the tangible things that you're going to learn, or do you kind of get a bit taken up by a shiny object syndrome type thing? Or do you, are you looking at those learning aims, outcomes, objectives, all that kind of thing? Or are you actually even just looking at the, the cost and being like, that's so cheap, I can definitely do that, or that's so expensive, it's totally going to get me where I need to go? Because you might equate the money with the worth of the course. I don't know. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on that. But I hope this episode has been useful for you, because there's lots of courses out there. There's some amazing courses and instructors out there. So I hope that if you're looking at buying an online course or program, this is in some way helpful to you. And on that note, I will see you next episode. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Confident CEO podcast. Before you go, I would absolutely be overjoyed if you could take just 2 minutes to leave me a review in Apple Podcasts. Reviews are a great way to tell Apple Podcasts how much you enjoyed the show, and it helps the algorithm to push out the podcast to more people, thereby helping us to help empower even more badass businesswomen to grow their inner CEO and grow to be the confident CEO of their business that they can be. I love to shout you out in your reviews as well. So you never know, you might be hearing your name on the podcast in the next episode. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.